Hey guys, welcome back to Williamson Ridge Outdoors. Today I've got a few things planned. My hydraulic line on my Grapple burst the other day, and I don't know if it blew the threads out of the fitting on it or what, but I'm going to run out to Tractor Supply and just get a whole new hose for it and hopefully a new fitting and get that put back together so I can use my Grapple. I had that thing, whenever it come apart, then a bunch of fluid blew out of it and it blew all over my tractor and went everywhere. And but I need to go out and get some firewood and try to cut down a tree or two, and I like to use the Grapple for that. So especially a lot of times I can pick up the whole log and move it to a place, or even hold it while I'm sawing it. So I'm gonna try to get all that stuff done. Don't know if I can get it, at least get the hose and stuff changed on it today, so that, you know, for the next time that I'm off work, then I can at least use it then. So anyways, come along with me, and I'll show you the little process of getting that changed out. So adding into the projects today actually is we've got another triaxle load of gravel, and to try to put on our area where our horses and stuff are, so we don't have to wade through the mud and stuff so much. So they're doing that right now. So let me show you a little bit here what's going on. And what has happened, I don't know if you can see this or not, but this little seal has blown out of this fitting, and that means that somehow the seal has slipped past the threads that are in here. And from what it looks like to me, this fitting it looks cross-threaded now that seal's blown out. Like, this side has more space than what this side does. So why don't I just change out the fitting and put it back on? Well, this is actually the second time that I've had trouble with the hoses from this company. So I'll put it this way: like, when I got the Grapple, the factory hoses on it had the fittings and everything on there. I hooked them up to my tractor and they blew apart. So I called them up and I said, look, your fitting, it won't even thread back in. You could put the fitting on it and it would slide all the way against the nut and wouldn't tighten down. It would just strip it all out. So they said, well, we'll send you some new hoses for it and they'll have all new everything on it. So they did that, and I changed them out and I put them on here, and we're back to it done that again. And the quick connect, though, actually, I said new fittings, but the quick connect end, they didn't send. This is something that you buy at Tractor Supply, or that's where I bought it at. And so maybe there's an issue with the type of hoses they use with the type of quick connect that Tractor Supply sells. So what I'm going to do is go to Tractor Supply and I'm going to buy a hose and probably another quick connect, just to make sure that the threads aren't stripped out in this one. So I'm going to try to see if that makes a difference in whether this thing blows apart, is by using Tractor Supply, whatever brand they sell, fitting and hose both, so they should fit perfectly. So anyways, let's get busy and take this thing off of here. First thing I've got to do is this guard that's on here, kind of making it tough to get to. So it's got a couple bolts in it. I'm going to take those bolts loose and slide that guard back, and I should be able to reach in here to the fittings then to be able to pull them loose. it wasn't very tight. So I don't know, maybe it worked its way loose over time or something, and ended up getting a little loose. Now there's thread material in there that you can actually slide it over a couple threads before it starts tightening down on it, but you might could get by with just tightening it back down and using it for a while, but I'm going to go ahead and replace it because I don't feel too comfortable letting that I'll be right in the middle of using it and something important, and then it'll bust again, and we don't want to have that happening. So alright, so let's head out to Tractor Supply and see if we can't get our hose and fittings and be able to get this thing changed out and get our grapple back up and running. Now, there is a few machine shops around that would probably make this hose, or a few hydraulic shops or whatever, but I'm pretty sure it's just pretty common, so something I can just run down. Tractor Supply is closer. I don't have to have them make it, wait on it, all that stuff. I just have to match up the length of the hose or the size of the fittings, and then I'm on my way. So if they don't have it, then that's my next thing, is to try to find somebody that can make it with the correct fittings and all that kind of stuff. So we'll go from there. So I've learned a few things today. One, this is not an NPT fitting, and I needed an adapter to change this hose, which is why it was blowing the seal out of it and trying to blow the threads loose. So I got an adapter to adapt it from whatever this is to the NPT threads for my quick connect. So now when you thread this on, there's no slop and garbage in there, so where there was before. So yeah, so that adapter is going to make all the difference in the world. My hose was still good, so I'm pretty excited about that. And I also learned that when you go to Tractor Supply or somewhere like that, they do not have these fittings. And I mean, they got this quick connect, but they don't have anything to adapt from whatever the fitting was, this odd fitting, to an actual NPT thread. So after going to Tractor Supply and not finding anything, then I went to an actual hydraulic hose company that makes hoses, and they're the ones that fixed me up with all this stuff. So all I ended up having to do was buy a couple adapters, and my threads and my seals and stuff were still good. So I got those adapters. Now all my fittings are super tight and shouldn't have any more problems with it until a hose or something goes bad. And it was $6, and just the hydraulic hose alone, if you go like Tractor Supply, a 4-foot hose is like $15 or something. So all I needed was a couple adapters for $6. So I should be able to put this stuff back on and be good to go. thanks for going along with me today on this little grapple repair. Took a lot longer than I thought it would. It seems like everything tends to work that way, but ended up coming and taking the hose loose and going to Tractor Supply. They didn't have what I needed. Went to a local hydraulic hose shop that, don't know why I didn't think to go there first, but I actually had them make me some hoses before, which the Grapple is hooked up to the rear remotes on my tractor, so I had to have hoses made long enough to reach to the back. That was a lot cheaper than buying a third function and all that kind of stuff for my tractor at the time, so I wanted to be able to utilize the Grapple and actually and use it without having to buy a third function valve and loader kit and all that stuff. Well, anyways, the third function kit is between, I don't know, I've seen some $700 to $1,000. So those hoses cost me $80. So yeah, it's still kind of expensive for hoses, but for $80 versus $700 to $1,000, and it works for what I need. But anyways, so I went to that hydraulic hose shop before, and don't know why I didn't think to go there first instead of going to like Tractor Supply. But anyways, lesson learned, and you know, next time I'll remember to go there first at any hydraulic fittings or hoses or anything like that I need. So anyways, thanks for going along with me today, and if you want to continue to see things happen around the farm and the property and all that kind of stuff, make sure you click that subscribe button. There's all the time projects and all that stuff going on. Make sure to click the like button, and thanks for watching.